The Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.
Hello, podcast friends, and welcome along to another edition of the Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.
And today is the Grammy edition. So here we are talking about the Grammys so much.
Wow, lucky you downloaded a podcast to get some more Grammy information.
It's literally the best thing that's ever happened in New Zealand, guys, so don't mock it because this is as good as New Zealand's going to get. We can't top this.
Is it better than when we won the Rugby World Cup?
Yes.
No.
I don't know if... I think it's probably first equal.
If Lorde had been waiting 24 years to win her second Grammy, then I'd say yes. Or when she has
No. New Zealand has been waiting 24 years to win a Grammy. I'm just trying to think of the last Grammy we won.
No, we won a Grammy last year with Kimbra.
That
won a
hardly
Grammy.
Counts.
She still has a statue in her house, so it counts.
She doesn't, but Keith Urban's won a Grammy too, but it doesn't mean it counts. I mean... Crowded House has won a couple of Grammys, which has been pretty good. Fly the Conchords won a comedy Grammy, which again hardly counts. She was the point is, this was like Grammys, like no one's ever. Well, you look angry at me, Sharyn.
Well, because I think that you're rubbishing New Zealand achievements.
No. They're all good achievements, but this tops it. This is so much bigger because this was.
She's a child as well.
This was She was performing for a start. No New Zealander's ever done that. She won 2 major awards against the biggest artists in the world, and. She was awesome and cool. Okay, my argument's running out of steam here a little bit, but still.
I think you're also running out of fingers to count your arguments on.
So weird to see you being positive about something for a change.
It's my second proudest moment.
He is being positive, but he's still being negative about something else at the same time.
It's my second proudest moment as a New Zealander.
What's your first proudest moment?
My proudest moment as a New Zealander was when Brett McKenzie received the Oscar for Best Song in a Movie, and he received it from Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
I almost cried.
My proudest moment as a New Zealander was when same-sex marriage was made legal, and
great moment.
When we won the Rugby World Cup.
We got to have one's got to be higher than the other, or are they both exactly equal?
I want to put all 3 of these at an equal first.
Oh, Lord's up there as well.
Yeah, because I feel just as happy as all 3 of those moments.
We're at the Clint. You got one? Oh, yours Rugby World Cup.
Probably John Key 3-way handshake. Global stage.
I thought you were going to say John Key 3-way, and I was like, oh my god, that'd be the worst 3-way ever.
Here's today's podcast.
He fumbled the whole time.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. Edge.
On the greatest day in New Zealand's history, Grammy Day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Rugby World Cup final day, but that's next year.
If Lorde stops Robin Thicke's blurred lines from winning a Grammy, it will be my proudest ever moment as a New Zealander. This is a momentous day for everyone involved.
She will transcend to be a global hero, not just a local hero. If she can keep Robin Thicke off the stage for 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I just hope that somebody goes on stage and calls him Robin Thicke like you just did.
I hate him.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the Edge.
Grammy Day! Hey! The Staples Centre is packed with, how many people did you say? How many thousand
12.
people?
12,000
No,
more than
people.
12. More than 12.
Thousands and thousands of musicians and fans and industry people.
18,000 people.
And some New Zealanders as well.
Yes, and it has been such an awesome thing to watch. Everyone's kind of glued to the TV looking for streams, all that sort of stuff.
Everyone's talking about Pharrell's hat.
Yes, his hat looks like if you've ever watched Yogi Bear and there was the park ranger, that's what it looks like. But even worse, he's wearing this like horrible red Adidas 3-striped sweatshirt with an untucked white t-shirt, and his keys are clipped to his belt buckle.
Yeah.
He literally doesn't give a crap. I just love how big the hat is. It's bigger than a normal Canadian Mountie hat, and I hope that throughout the evening he just takes off that hat to reveal a smaller like top hat underneath, and then takes off that hat to reveal a baseball cap, and that hat to reveal another hat. He's going to go hat crazy.
And by the time he gets to the end, he'll have like a yarmulke.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
The smallest hat he can have.
But before the big Grammy broadcast kicked off at 2 o'clock, there were some pre-awards that went down. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. There's a wee bit of controversy around this as well. People saying they're pop, not rap. But they won 3 Grammys before it even started. They won Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Album, Best Rap Song. They also won the first award of the night, which was Best New Artist. And also Get Lucky from Daft Punk and Pharrell. They won Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. But I think mostly what people are talking about is the performances so far.
They've been amazing. If you haven't seen Katy Perry, first she got a witch's broom, then she set it up like a pole dancing pole, then she pole danced, and then they burnt her to death on her pole dancing broom. It was awesome.
Well, Juicy J just stood by and watched.
Yeah, and the show was opened up by Beyonce and Jay-Z doing their new song Drunken Love, which, as a huge Beyonce fan, I've got to admit, wasn't my favourite Beyonce performance of all time.
It was pretty good.
And then Lorde came up after that, and it was quite interesting to see how she handled her nerves, because just last night she still couldn't even believe she was opening the show.
What does it mean to me? I don't know. I can't even fathom it. It's like it's just the hugest thing. A year ago, I couldn't even think that this would happen, and here I am. Hopefully it goes well.
I mean, performing on the show as well, not opening up the show. But she has done it now. She was the second performance of the night.
Do you think she was on early because she gets stage fright? Because she did that at the New Zealand Music Awards.
I'm not sure.
She had to be on first because she gets so nervous. And I feel like she asked to be on second, and what a place to be, because everyone tunes out after about 5 minutes.
I'm glad she was on early, yeah.
I think she was also early because the awards that she's up for tend to be the ones that come at the end of the show. But she has performed, and she even got a big, hype up from LL Cool J.
This young woman comes from New Zealand and has quickly become a global sensation. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yay, they said New Zealand! They said New Zealand on TV! This is better than when they said our name on Argo one time. This is the greatest thing that New Zealand has ever done. This is better than the time we invented climbing Mount Everest. This is a great day for New Zealand.
But if you haven't seen Laura's performance of Royals yet, here's a little sneak peek for you.
Never be it's running over. That kind of luck just ain't for us.
There were some interesting tweets about it, both positive and negative. It's one of those songs everyone's heard so many times now that she did a slightly different version, but at the end of the day, it's just hearing Royals again. But it was cool to see it on such a big stage.
A lot of people were just laughing about how she dances and stuff. And it's like, leave her alone and listen to her sing.
Bloody American racists. She danced awesome. Dressed in all black, representing the All Black.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Edge.
The Grammys are on at the moment. JJ's over in LA. We just tried to get her on the phone to do a cross like JJ from the Grammys, because she got flown over there especially, and we're like, yeah, we've got a correspondent from the Grammys. She was in her hotel room in her underpants, waiting for a turkey club sandwich to arrive, watching the Grammys on TV.
And she wasn't even watching the live show. She was like, oh, has it started? I was like, you're there to do the Grammys and you're watching the highlights of the red carpet.
I wish we were making this up, but we've been watching it. My favourite thing so far is when guys like Macklemore and stuff get on stage and they go, I'd like to thank all the fans. We couldn't have done this without you. You definitely could have. You could have done it without the fans, let's be honest. And then they come out and say things like, oh, we spent hours in the studio. Of course you spent hours in the studio. You're professional musicians. That is your job.
But it was, the thing I found weird about it was when Macklemore and Ryan Lewis did their acceptance speech, they wrapped it up before Ryan Lewis got a chance to say anything. So he went to say something and then they'd get off the stage. Macklemore walks backstage to do the pressing and Ryan Lewis just goes, meh, and just walked back to his seat. I think he's the first person that's walked back to his seat after winning a Grammy Award.
Macklemore talked too long, but at the start of his speech just stood there silent for about 30 seconds, and then they got the wrap-up music.
It was so weird. But last night, JJ got to go to the third birthday party of Joel Little's daughter, and she decided to get an interview while she was there. David Farrier did this big professional interview, which you'll be able to see on 3 News, and then JJ did one, which has got some really good highlights. You can actually watch that and listen to it on theedge.co.nz. But our favourite part was when she started yelling and heckling at basically the Joel Little of last year. He was this guy named Frank that produced Gautier and Kimbra, somebody that I used to know.
Yeah.
And if you thought it was awkward when she met Kim Kardashian, this is awkward.
See you, Frank. Thanks for coming.
Oh, see you, Frank. Hey, congratulations on your Grammy last year. Yeah, I love that song by Gautier. That was awesome.
Oh, God.
Yeah, congrats, mate. Have you got any tips for Joel here? No tips, okay.
No.
He's going to kick your ass this year.
Sorry, Frank. Sorry about JJ.
Sorry, Frank, just jokes. Was that awkward?
Yeah, a little bit. It felt a little bit awkward. Did it not feel awkward for you?
I just love that because you can hear Joel and you can imagine what his face would be like, just going, oh, please be quiet.
Her questions were, do you have any tips for Joel this year? He's already made the song. I guess what tips on walking up to the stairs? Or?
Yeah.
I don't know. He even revealed in his interview with JJ that he's probably going to be working with Ellie Goulding as well.
Man.
And they've been hanging out and talking about working together, so that's very exciting.
There have been some awards announced already.
Yes, there has. I'll give you some rundowns of that. Best Producer went to Pharrell. The Best Remix went to Cedric Gervais for his Summertime Sadness remix that we play of Lana Del Rey. Best R&B Album, Alicia Keys. Best Urban Contemporary Album was Rihanna. Best R&B Song, Justin Timberlake. Best Rock Performance was Imagine Dragons with Radioactive. Daft Punk won Best Dance Electronica Album as well as Best Pop Duo Performance. And Best Dance Recording went to Zed and Foxes for Clarity. So very, very cool so far, and we'll keep you up to date. At the moment, Lord Watch, there's no Lord Awards to report on.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
Lord just won a Grammy! She just picked up the Grammy for Best Pop Performance.
Best Pop Solo Performance, which is pretty amazing. She was up against Sarah Bareilles, Katy Perry.
Sucked in Sarah Bareilles. Sucked in Katy Perry. Sucked in Justin Timberlake.
Bruno Mars.
Sucked in Bruno Mars.
And she had the cutest acceptance speech ever.
Check this out. This happened on TV and live in America about 2 minutes ago.
And the Grammy goes to Lord!
This is the one thing that I did not expect the most about tonight. So thank you so much. I think mostly to Bruno, to Sarah, to Katie, to Justin. I have been so inspired by all of your vocal work at some point in my life. So thank you. And thank you so much.
Nice. So that's 1 Grammy nomination down, 1 Grammy in the bag, 3 nominations to go.
Oh, I can't wait because it was really buzzy when you watch it and you see her and then you see Joel Little both on TV amongst all these massive stars. All of them were like leaning over trying to like hug her and stuff as well. So I can't wait, and hopefully we'll get to see both of them up on stage.
Her manager had overdone the fake tan a little bit. He was a bit orange, but that's okay. Joel looked great and Lord looked great.
Hey, I'm glad that in this really positive, exciting moment we had to have someone with a tall poppy moment. It was you.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
The Grammys are on at the moment. Just to give you an update, Lord's got 1 from 1
What
so
a day
far.
for New Zealand. This is the best thing that's happened to New Zealand since we found out our milk powder wasn't poisoning babies.
Oh.
Hooray! Things are going well.
Hooray.
You
No,
guys-
this is good. That was a positive thing. Remember when we found out the milk powder was all good? That was a great day. And now this is better than that, is what I'm saying.
It's way, way better than that.
Since the World Cup final, I think. This is a great moment.
We have got some very exciting news from Jay-Z. He has, I don't know why I said that, I was just trying to pretend I knew what I was talking about.
He's won a Grammy,
Yes,
basically.
Jay-Z
He's followed
is-
in Lord's footsteps and picked up a Grammy.
He has just won a Grammy and he had the cutest message for his daughter Blue Ivy.
I want to tell Blue that, look, Daddy got a gold sippy cup for you.
And we're all like,
The cutest man to ever deal drugs.
yeah, but we're also like, oh, whatever. Like, she doesn't have 7 of those already. She's got a diamond-encrusted Barbie. Why does she not have a gold sippy cup
Has
already?
Jay-Z got a few Grammys?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He's got a few Grammys already, so they must be like doing shots out of the other ones.
Do you think Beyonce was happy with that joke? Or do you think she was like, nah, he's using my environmentally friendly, no plastics bottle that I bought last week from Whole Foods or something like that?
Probably that, because she definitely goes to the supermarket herself.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the bloody edge. Guy, Sharyn and Clint's awesome apologies. I'm sorry.
So basically, this is your chance to use the radio waves for good and put to rest something bad that you've done by apologising pretty much the most public way you can in front of the whole nation.
I would like to apologise for the name of the segment. I came up with it, but we need to come up with a better one for this. It's an apology opportunity, really, isn't it?
Okay.
If you've got any good names, tweet them, text them in.
Yeah, Sharyn has got an awesome apology for us this week.
I went to my cousin Hamish's wedding on the weekend. Congratulations, Hamish and Olivia. It was amazing. It was honestly the most fun I've had in ages. It was awesome. And I didn't really awkward moment with my dad because my dad went to some like fair thing, and my mum said he tried on like 40 hats
For the wedding, like putting together his wedding
yeah,
hat.
he wanted to wear a hat because it keeps getting his
Like
his
he's the
head-
mother of the bride or something.
No, but he keeps getting his head burnt because he's bald.
Yeah.
And so he wanted like a rad fedora, and it was really cool. And he put it on. He goes, "Well, what do you think of my hat, Sherry?" And I was like, "Oh, it's real cool, Dad." And so all day I was like, "Hey, Dean Martin," like giving him heaps of shit for wearing this hat, and he was getting really offended. But then we went to the wedding, and his hat was the star of the whole wedding. We were on the dance floor, and it became this game where if you were wearing the hat, you got to do a dance solo and all this sort of stuff. So I have to apologise to my dad for dissing his hat because everybody loved it, and I was just being mean to my dad for getting a new fedora.
What was he calling his hat again?
He was. He goes to Sherry, it's not a hat, it's a bow tie. And I was like, what? He goes, it's Mary for hat. My Mary friend told me. I was like,
Is that correct? Like, is that correct?
I think he meant paw tie. I was like, Dad, it's paw tie. And he goes, trust me, it's paw tie.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint's awesome apologies. I'm sorry.
Get it off your chest, you know? Use the airwaves to just make yourself feel a bit better and say sorry to someone for something.
Yeah, and we've got someone on the phone all ready to kick it off for this week. Billy, good afternoon.
Hey, I just wanted to apologise to the nation for you three replacing Fletch and Vaughan.
Hey, it's not our fault, mate. They're the ones that chose to leave. It's not our fault that they wanted to go to Tibet and be monks. Like, I can't control what they want to do with their religious beliefs.
That flimsy reason of why they're gone is only going to hold up for so long as well.
Hey, Billy, was there anything else you wanted to apologise for?
Nah, it's good. You guys have a great day.
Oh. Hey, Billy, just so you know, we've got caller ID and we're coming around to your house. I'm going to egg your house like Justin Bieber.
That is awesome.
Nice.
I was going to give you a prize, but I'm not anymore.
Fair enough.
See you later.
See ya.
Great.
He's bloody banned from calling the show.
He called up, insulted us, and then goes, "You guys have a great day." The man.
I'm out.
I'm going to have a great day when I go home and drink a bottle of meth.
I've got this segment has taken a bit of a weird turn, and it wasn't just because of that text. It wasn't because Sharyn just saying that. I've got a text in studio. I need to say sorry to my kids. We were camping on the weekend, and I had sex with my wife (brackets their mother), fine up until now, in the same tent as they both slept. Oh my! Get him on the phone.
Yuck! That is not cool, Matt.
He's on the phone. Matt, hello.
Hello.
First of all, are you apologising or are you bragging?
I don't know. A wee bit of both, I guess.
I guess you're thankful, but you're ashamed at the same time.
Oh, what? No, I wasn't ashamed at the time. I was thankful.
I bet you were.
Give us some context. How old are your kids?
8 and 5.
Oh my
God, Matt! What are you doing, mate?
Well, it's when a man and a woman love each other very much.
We understand how it works.
How messed up are your kids going to be if you continue to parent like this, mate? Sort it out.
Well, they were asleep. It was really windy, and there was a lot of canvas on canvas.
At least have the decency to go to the public toilets and do it there. Come on.
You know what, Matt? You know what? Actually, now I've thought about this. You're a dad, you've got 2 kids, you're away camping with these kids, so that's not really a holiday, and they kept you up so many hours when they were babies, so I'm all for it. If you can make love at any opportunity, you just bloody do it, and if they walk in, they can just get over it.
What do you mean walk in? They're in a tent.
It was one of those 2-bedroom tents though, right? They weren't like 30 centimetres away in a sleeping bag.
I was trying not to stretch my legs out too much, or I could have kicked my daughter in the head. She was that close.
Oh my God!
Cut him off. Cut him off. That is appalling.
Good on him.
Is this borderline child abuse?
Not at all. They
that
were
we're
asleep.
condoning at the moment?
They were asleep. And when you're parents, you've got to book a time in to just have that mummy and daddy time. So good on him for getting it.
God damn it. That
good
is
on him.
White trash crackers in New Zealand everywhere you
know
look.
what? When you guys have kids, we're going to remember this conversation, and you guys are both going to be like, if there was any way it can happen, it's happening. Mark, who are you apologising to?
I'd like to apologise to my 6-year-old son.
What for?
For pushing him over in the river as we crossed it.
Did you do it on purpose?
I think I did, because as we were walking across, I took his hat off his head.
Yeah.
And then he just pushed him over.
Full clothes?
Full clothes.
Full tears?
No, he just got up and go, "What'd you do that for, Dad?"
Jack, what did you do?
This is classic.
I just went to my friend's place one night and had a top and tail and peed on his bed. And I didn't change his sheets ever since, and haven't told him yet.
What? So who were you top and tailing with?
My friend.
And he woke up and didn't realise you'd wet the bed?
No, because I really ran into the toilet and grabbed the toilet paper and cleaned it up before he was awake.
Oh, this is disgusting.
And he didn't feel the dampness?
No, he didn't. He was full asleep.
That is so weird,
Thank
Jack.
you. It's good that you're apologising, mate. It's very
Yeah.
good that you're apologising. Maybe go buy him a new bed now.
That is awesome. That's awesome apologies. Thank you to everybody who's using the airwaves to apologise. We'll do it again next Monday.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint.
Huge TV nights tonight. Everything's starting. We've got Campbell Live is kicking off. I think they've got an interview with Lord, which would be amazing.
Wow.
Whoever gets Lord, obviously, is going to win the ratings.
Yeah.
7 Sharp is starting with a hot new lineup of... I didn't do the research to figure out who the new lineup is.
The lineup always changes. I can't keep up. I know Jesse Mulligan's in it.
Tamati Coffee's probably in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No,
Some
he's
chick
not in
used
it.
to do weather one time. Paul Henry's show kicks off this tonight at 10:30.
Yeah.
Which is quite huge.
The Paul Henry show.
Because, of course, he was kicked off TVNZ for controversial comments some thought were racist, and his punishment was to go to Australia and get $1 million for a show that failed. He wasn't really punished. Now he's back at TV3 trying to save our sinking ship. And I reckon it's going to be huge tonight. I genuinely think it's going to rate its ass off tonight. Everyone's going to tune in and go, is he going to say something controversial? What's he going to do? The problem is that his show has to go every night for the rest of forever because it's actually replacing the late news. So he's got to do a really good job. So what's he going to do to keep the controversy high? What's he going to do to keep people watching, you know? He's going to have to literally come on and book only women with moustaches just so he can keep on doing his lady with moustaches material or something like that.
Maybe he could punch a kitten in the face. Not actually, though, because I love animals.
You don't want him to punch a kid in the face, but that's something he'd be desperate enough to do.
Kid or kitten?
Kitten. He said kid, I didn't say that.
Either one's a headline grabber.
In his latest book, he had a rant about how he hates gay marriage. He doesn't hate gay marriage, but he just doesn't think it should be a thing. So I think he should come out on the show and then just claim he supports gay marriage, but then just marry himself live on air because he's in love with himself.
Oh, or he could, in his book also, he had the cover painted by a guy that paints with his,
with his
diddle.
wanger.
Maybe Paul Henry could paint a picture of his co-host with his diddle. Can you imagine holding a paintbrush with that? It'd be so hard. Like, how do you do it?
You have to duct tape it on.
Do you have to, like, dip it in the paint and then...
Maybe Paul Henry could just do what we do and we're desperate for ratings and just do the whole show with his wanger out.
Tits get hits.
Did you guys remember when Paul Holmes tried to move to Prime one time?
Yeah, he had Cher on the show.
His biggest launch was that his big launch thing, doing Cher.
One of them, he had Cher and her face didn't move when she talked.
Oh.
His other thing was going live to One Tree Hill and planting a new tree. How classic would it be if Paul Henry got up there and like cut down Paul Holmes' tree or something like that?
The government, the council ripped it out straight away. That tree, it's not even there.
That's what Paul Henry should do, just to keep the legacy of Paul Holmes alive. They should plant a new tree up there.
Or maybe he could take like a wrecking ball up there. Okay, stay with me on this, guys. Take a wrecking ball up there, dress up in like a white bikini get up, just like Miley Cyrus, and he could be on the wrecking ball, dressed as Miley Cyrus, singing Wrecking Ball as he tears down the monument on One Tree Hill.
I feel like we've set the bar way too high now. He's never going to live up to this.
He'll make it a parody and it'll be like, Paul came in on a wrecking ball.
Anything is possible tonight on TV3. I'm actually quite excited about seeing the show. The Paul Henry Show, back tonight and every night on TV3.
Whether you love it or hate it, everyone is going to be watching it. It's going to be a train wreck.
I hope he gets the giggles and starts doing his Muttley laugh.
I hope he says what we're all thinking, because that's what he does.
Hi, Sharyn and Clint.
In breaking news, Lord's got a second Grammy!
Yay!
She's just come off stage just now. She now has 2 in the bag. She just picked up the Grammy for for Song of the Year for Royals, which is like one of the major awards.
And we can't also forget to congratulate Joel Little, whose name was actually first on that because he was the major contributor to that song. And I just got to say, he did such a good speech. Like, I thought his speech was awesome, and then Lord just came in and did an awesome one as well.
I loved hearing New Zealand accents up there on stage in front of the entertainment royalty of the world. Beyonce and Taylor Swift are in the front row and New Zealanders are up on stage. That was a really proud moment.
Really good.
Hello, Joel Little and Lord just got a standing ovation from Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they won a Grammy. They've officially made it.
This is Joel Little's acceptance speech for the awards.
I just want to say, we made the song originally just to give away for free, and so to be here now in this room with so many legends and people whose work I admire is a complete honour, so thank you for that. Thanks to my beautiful wife and kids, my family. I love you guys. My manager, I like you a lot. And Ella, of course. I think you're amazing.
Yeah, that was Joel. And then Lord came up next. He kept calling her Ella, which is her real name.
I was like, who's this Ella chick who's won a Grammy? Congratulations to Ella. Oh, it's Lord. Okay, fair enough.
Would have confused a hell of a lot of Americans, right? This is Lord accepting her second Grammy for the night.
Thank you to everyone who has let the song explode, because it's been mental. Universal, Lava, Songs Publishing, Psycho, and my family. Thank you.
Yeah, so cool. That's 2 from 3. She's got the potential to take home 1 more yet.
I hope that she does.
I wish in her speech, I hope she'd say something like, this is for New Zealand, or something cheesy like that we'll remember forever. Give us an Oh for Awesome moment. Not like Oh for Awesome, obviously, that's remembered negatively, but some awesome moment for us, everyone.
Well, I think winning 2 Grammys is a pretty awesome moment, especially for New Zealand music and for a 17-year-old girl.
Guy, Sharyn. and Clint on the edge.
It's very exciting. We've just been talking about how awesome it is that there's 2 Grammys coming home to New Zealand with 2 very deserving people. And I don't think that, like, a lot of people will remember Joel from when he was the singer of Goodnight Nurse.
Yeah.
And
We are the night.
one of their many songs.
They
Actually,
were slightly better than that.
I still listen to Joel's record, like the Goodnight Nurse record. It was really good, the last one.
Yeah.
Keep Me On Your Side. But I just think it is so cool that a person like Joel has won a Grammy, because genuinely, anyone that's ever had to deal with him in, like, the music industry,
He's a good dude,
one
eh?
of the most genuine people you would ever work with, and he's the one person that has never ever been a cock.
And
I just really love that he's won a Grammy, and it's not some arrogant dick that had one good song or whatever.
And I'm just happy that a girl from the North Shore is known for something positive for a change. So, win-win.
Also good.
You know what, I just want to, my claim to fame, Joel made me wear a doe head when he was promoting his album once on...
Doe?
Yeah,
A deer?
like a deer head.
A female deer?
For their last album, the symbolic thing was a deer, and I was like, fine, I had to wear it for 45 minutes, almost passed out, and now I can say, I wore a deer head for a Grammy Award winner.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. Edge.
Today is a holiday for much of the country.
For large parts of the country, yeah.
Not for us. We're up here in the studio working hard for the rest of the country, but most of Auckland's on holiday because it's Auckland anniversary weekend.
There are other places around New Zealand that have got public holidays.
Shout out to Hamilton.
Yeah, Waikato is forced to celebrate Auckland anniversary. I thought Waikato were big enough to get their own holiday. Northland, Auckland, Waikato, Bay of Plenty, Gisborne region, and parts of the Manawatu, Wanganui, and Hawke's Bay regions are on holiday today. So shout out.
Shout out to all those places, but no one really cares about those places. We already care about Auckland.
Oh, that's not true.
No, that's me because I'm in Auckland. What I decided to do is I decided to make kind of a self-deprecating list on Twitter of the ways you could celebrate this fantastic day when Auckland was founded on the principles of traffic problems and casinos.
And bad rugby teams.
So basically, this isn't just because you love Auckland the most, it's because you think Auckland's the easiest to take the piss out of.
It's the easiest to take the piss off, basically. So I asked Twitter, I asked the world how to celebrate Auckland Anniversary Day, and I had some great suggestions, such as go to open homes and complain about how high house prices are, sit alone in a stand at Eden Park to recreate a game day at the rugby, Instagram your $18 cocktail in a mason jar from the latest pop-up to hide the pain of drinking alone.
Yep.
Go to a bar and confuse people who are on Shortland Street with people you went to school with. Take your shirt off and go for a run with Matthew Ridge.
Oh.
I then said, take your shirt off and smoke pee with Matthew Ridge, to which Mike King replied very angrily, I'd like to see you fight Matthew Ridge.
Matthew Ridge would eat you alive.
That's it. Well, not if he's on pee. I'd get him while he's slow.
You don't
Finally,
know, it's the complete opposite.
You don't know how pee works.
My favourite Auckland celebration of the day, spend the day walking around Ponsonby in gym clothes without ever actually going to the gym, which is a classic Auckland wanker thing to do.
With oversized sunglasses.
So no one can see your face.
Yeah.
Maybe a small dog.
You guys have just described like something I've done a couple of times.
Yeah, I thought that a little bit when we said it.
No, but in my defence, my gym is literally across the road on Ponsonby Road, so I would have to get out of my car and walk across with my big sunnies on because I had no makeup on in my gym gear.
Babe, we're not judging you, except for all the people that are judging you.
It feels like... Guys.
Most people, of course, are celebrating Auckland anniversary by going to laneways today and thinking that they're better than the rest of us who aren't at laneways because they got cooler tastes in music.
My dad said to me the other day, he goes, Sherry, how are you going to celebrate Auckland anniversary? Get a latte and sit in traffic? And I was like, Dad, I don't even drink coffee, you know that, and I don't work at a time when there's traffic. And he goes, all you Docklanders like lattes and traffic.
Docklanders. Your dad is gold.
He said, honestly, every time I go down to his bowling club, honestly, they would all call right now if they could. Every time I walk in, they're like, uh-oh, the Docklanders here. Everyone, another Jaff has fallen out of the packet. Is there a latte behind the bar?
Happy Dockland anniversary, New Zealand. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are at work.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the edge.
There was a revelation about Shortland Street which came to light over the weekend.
I first of all want to say, as a massive Shortland Street fan that has watched this from episode 1, I am absolutely mind blown by this fact, and it wasn't until you pointed it out that I realised this happened.
Viewers have been a little bit confused about the return of classic character Dr. Grace Kwan, who's now childless and desperate to become a mother. Now, the reason this is weird is because Kwon, who's played by Lynette Forday, left the soap 15 years ago, and she announced when she was leaving 15 years ago that she was giving birth to twin boys. Fans of the show remember the news of the birth, but the mother, since coming back, Grace Kwon, hasn't mentioned it at all. They just try to smooth over this huge script difficulty, and even long-serving Dr. Chris Warner hasn't asked about the boys.
This would be like... This is like if Dr. Warner had died, and then you brought back Dr. Warner as Dr.
Ghost Warner.
Frederick Marnie.
No, it's just
it was like a brand new character and never ever pointing out it's the same person.
Or bringing him back as Chris Warner and just not acknowledging that you killed him.
Yeah, or deciding that Rachel McKenna now loves booze, but she doesn't have a problem with it, even though she's been a terrible alcoholic the whole time.
So the journalist Kirsty Walker went to Shortland Street and she said she asked the producer Simon Bennett, and he said all would come clear in the coming months.
Which is code for...
I have no idea that was a storyline. I'm quickly writing a storyline because we're a couple months behind.
That is actually true. And then you know what? We're going to see an advertisement going out to agents next week saying, required for Shortland Street, 2 Asian twins.
Age 15 to 16.
Yeah. Maybe we could get Chang to audition.
It's only one of him.
Oh.
CGI, babe, CGI. The quote from Shortland Street is, those keen-eyed fans should rest assured that Shortland Street will be covering this and what become of Grace's twins in a story that hasn't gone to air yet.
Which also means we didn't realise this, and we thought you guys were dumb enough not to realise it either.
How could they address this issue, though? Like, how could they get around the fact that the kids haven't been there? Like, what could they write into the storyline?
You need a major storyline, so a major story arc that's going to solve this whole problem.
Yeah.
Like to say where the kids have been.
Yeah.
So it could be like, can I have some Shortland Street music, please?
Yeah, some Shortland Street music. How about this?
Tonight on Shortland Street, Grace Kwan's twins revealed to now be working in Nike factory.
Whoa.
Or tonight, Grace Kwan's twins revealed Grace sold her children to Brad and Angelina.
Wondering what happened to Grace Kwan's twins? Tonight, we reveal one of them is Lydia Ko and the other is Lord. We're not in Guatemala now, in Dr. Ropada. Did I nail that catchphrase?
Yeah, you nailed it.
You gotta say it more angry though. You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropada. I just said that. I'm really sorry, guys.
Dr. Robotnik.
You didn't
I got really
either.
distracted because I was watching Daft Punk hug each other. Carry on.
It's amazing that Shortland Street's been going for like 25 years, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, my third cousin was the first baby ever born on Shortland Street.
In the hospital?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Is she rich and successful now?
I don't know. I just know she's my third cousin.
Is she 25 now?
I've never met her.
Classic New Zealand claim to fame.
I just know
cousin.
it was my dad's cousin's baby.
How many people today are going to be like, my cousin's uncle's brother's sister met Lord once?
It's already started. Everybody at the Edge who she's ever walked past has put up a picture going, that time when I hung out with the Grammy Award winner Lord.
So good. Everyone's trying to give it that shine. But I think it's funny that Shortland Street's been going for like 25 years and they've only come up with one catchphrase.
No, there's two. You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropata, and there's also Kia ora Shortland Street.
Good point.
Both of which are now on Mr. Vintage t-shirts.
Which I think they've avoided trying to pay Shortland Street royalties to, so buy them.
And let's not also forget the iconic moment that Chris Warner sung Anchor Me before his batch blew up.
Oh, that was December last year. That was good.
That was a classic episode. There's not many episodes you get to watch where you get to see the whole cast of Shortland Street just fall into a fiery hole.
And when TK's like, I've got to go to the gym.
Yeah, that's another.
Damn it! Sorry, I should have stopped 2 jokes ago.
No,
Sorry.
that was okay, babe. Don't have low confidence. So the story we were talking about just before, we were trying to brainstorm some ideas for, is Dr. Grace Kwan has returned, but the Shortland Street writers, and you can tell this from their excuses, have clearly forgotten that when she left, she went to have twins, and now she's come back desperate to have a baby.
Yeah.
And there's no twins in the storyline whatsoever. They've completely forgotten about them. They said that she's going to be back they're going to be back in a few months and explain. But that's clearly just because they forgot to write the twins in and they shoot a couple of months in advance.
Yeah.
So they've got to write scripts right now with the storyline. So we thought we'd help them out.
And this is what happens when you rely on people just remembering Grace Kwan's boobs and not her storylines.
So people have been texting in some pretty awesome stuff. In a box of shame after they played a note wrong on the piano.
Oh.
What's a box of shame?
Borderline racist.
What's a box of shame?
Just a shame box. It's where you put your kids when you're ashamed of them, obviously.
Oh.
Duh.
I reckon they could have a storyline where they're now successful musicians and they're winning Grammys under the name Daft Punk.
Oh, yeah, that's plausible, yeah.
It could happen, it could happen.
They should try and write them into like a new version of Full House, or claim they're over there playing kids on TV.
Well, maybe that could happen because there is going to be a Full House reunion in the Super Bowl, so maybe we'll see Grace Kwan's kids in it.
They're working for Shortland Street's arch nemesis Central now, so Grace Kwan has disowned them and won't speak about them anymore.
They could pretend that it was the Eva Swindell twins, and they were actually Eva Swindell Kwan. They've been winning Olympic gold medals or something like that, and now they're doing lamb ads.
Ferndale's greatest achievement.
Maybe they moved to Summer Bay because everyone knows you don't come out of there alive.
And they've been killed off. I think that's the most plausible thing, actually. They should say they've gone to another soap opera and they died on that soap opera.
I'm really interested to see where they get to. Obviously, a couple of months before we'll find out what happened to the twins.
Ping-pong Olympians!
See, racist again.
They're playing ice table tennis at the Winter Olympics. We've got to stop this before it becomes too racist.
They're bobsledding.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the edge.
The last 30 seconds of my life was just an absolute word vomit of terrible words.
What do you mean?
Like jamazing and shabanga. Like, what's going on?
What are you talking about?
Are we starting our own language?
No, you've got to win
If that is the case, I want to start snaktos tikalabakos.
What is that?
Is this something we used to say at school? This guy Johnny Starkey inspired it. We say it all the time.
What does it mean?
We hear nothing to say, just go snaktos tikalabakos, snaktos.
That's really good.
So let's start the trend, guys. It means whatever you want it to mean.
Lucky someone gave us a radio show, eh?
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the edge.
This is Guy's interesting Grammy facts. Interesting Grammy facts brought to you by Guy.
Guy.
You couldn't even tell that we forgot to prepare an intro, eh?
We could have, well, because it was the Grammy, so we could have sung it like Guy's interesting facts.
No, let's not do that. That's terrible. All right,
pretty good.
The CBS network. This is my first one. The CBS network announced they needed to create a special wardrobe advisory piece of paper that they had to hand out to every person, their policy.
Like a letter.
A letter, yeah, that's a technical term for it. This is on the back of J-Lo's dress, which I thought was amazing, by the way, but a lot of people were shocked by in 2000. Remember she had that green Versace gown?
With
the booby thing on the front.
Very low.
It was like the first ever deep, like, navel V-neck on a red carpet, and then it only came together with a brooch and then came out again. So she was either going to get boobs or...
But by today's standard, compared to what Nicki Minaj or Miley Cyrus normally racks, it was well, that was a Freudian slip. Normally racks. It was a pretty decent effort. So they hand out a letter which says things like, you cannot wear an outfit that, quote, exposes bare buttocks, which is a good point. Beyonce almost did it in her first performance.
Yeah.
And another quote is, the genital region must be adequately covered at all times with, quote, no, quote, puffy bare skin exposure.
And that was why Iggy Azalea tonight on the red carpet, she wore a dress with no splits in it, because last time she wore one with these two thigh-high slips, and then it like blew up and you saw her little bits.
You think it would be nice to look at, but it's definitely not. Another interesting Grammy fact that I had was that in 1993, and you can watch this on YouTube, the audio quality is dodgy, in 1993, Billy Joel stopped singing in the middle of River of Dreams just to say, money, 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 valuable advertising is going to waste. And he was really annoyed because they'd cut short Frank Sinatra's obituary, or Frank Sinatra's, tribute. They cut it short because they need to go to ads.
Wow.
Which is pretty bad. So good on Billy Joel for standing up, but still, it's a pretty weird thing to happen in the middle of a concert. Finally, this is my favourite Grammy weird fact.
Weird fact.
Thank you for that. Stevie Wonder was in Nigeria on the night of the 1976 Grammys. As a result, he was coming via live satellite link. Okay? What was weird, though, is that when he came through, host Andy Williams asked, Stevie, can you see us now? Williams never hosted the Grammys again.
Oh, my God.
I don't think it was supposed to be a joke, but it's one of those super awkward situations that you can imagine happens all the time, just hopefully not on live TV.
I'd like to A, thank you for those fun facts, and B, thank you for cutting them out of the paper and not finding them online like a normal person in 2014 would do.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of cute how you carry around a clear file of newspaper clippings and you highlight your favourite parts.
Don't expose the tricks of the trade. That was Hot Grammy Tips with Guy.
Hot Grammy Tips.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the Edge.
The Sunday Herald.
You've got another piece of paper out of your clear file.
Don't mock me. These are interesting things
I'm
to
glad
banter
someone
about.
did work, yeah.
So the New Zealand Herald has come out with a list of the greatest ever New Zealand songs.
Yeah.
New Zealand has voted. Edge listeners might be a little bit disappointed because quite a lot of them are oldies. Slice of Heaven, the voters, 4,000 people decide was the greatest ever New Zealand song.
Is that our best song?
She's a slice of heaven.
Can that still be our
Sharyn,
greatest
not Dave
song
Dobbin.
if that one never got a Grammy though? Do we need to redo the list now?
Tell you, Royals will be jumping right up there now. Right now, that's an 8th, but only got 3.4% of the vote. It takes a long time for it to become a classic, though. It needs to be on some ads first.
Needs to be on Nature's Greatest Hits. Nature's Best.
What ad could Royals be on?
It could be on an
Regal
ad for
Salmon.
Royal Cavalier dog food.
How
I'm
great
just
would
trying
that
to think
be?
of things that have
Could
the
be on
royal in it.
Could be on the highlights video that they cut after Prince, Wills and Kate do their tour of the Waikato.
Yes, that's a good one.
This is a nightmare situation happening, guys. The Royal Toys this year. How often are we going to hear Royals?
It is going to also. They could put it on the next Rugby World Cup campaign.
That's almost a given. I love how you put your hand up to say that. That was lovely. Number 2 was the Patia Murray Club. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's
Patia
it.
Modi Club.
Patia, sorry.
Patia.
Oh, did I get it right the first time and then corrected myself and got it wrong? What an idiot. Number 3 was Loyal by Dave Dolan. 4 was Po Keri Keri Ana, which I think, by the way, should be the anthem. That should be the anthem.
Ko Waia Rotorua.
And then the rest of it is the normal sort of ones you'd expect. Business Time was 10th, Firefly the Conchords. And all the usual ones were in there, some Finn Brothers and stuff like that.
Hang on a tick. How can Business Time be in there but not many, if any, by Scribes?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted to know. I want to know what you guys would add to that list because there's a whole lot of classics.
And even more alarming, how is Tonight by True Bliss not in there? Tonight we make love to the end.
That one seems like a joke. My one's not a joke. It seems like you're saying the person. I want to see in there Amnesia Mystics song.
Oh, listen here right now because my jam beat the joint.
Because my jam beat the joint. Press play on the track because you reach your bottom point. And just sizzle. Wake up in the sky as the light go dinner. Amnesia Mystics had.
It's on tonight.
That's a different song.
Yeah.
Amnesia Mystics had Amnesian style as well. There was nothing better than being a white boy Nelson listening to.
Hey, it's one person's list, I suppose.
Yeah, but Clint, do you have anything you'd like to add to the list?
I would like to see. Was the Greenpeace song on there?
Anchor Me.
Was that on there?
No, that wasn't on there.
No, that song has been dead and buried. It went down with Chris Warner's batch after they sung it.
What about the theme song to Denny's? Denny's.
If you're going to do that, then you have to put the Block theme song on there as well.
Am I the only one who knows the theme song to Denny's? You guys look at me like I'm an idiot.
No, I know. It's got one word. It's hard not to know it.
That's not why we think you're an idiot. It's just a general look we give you.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the Bloody Edge.
Marty and Steph are here too. Hi, guys.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you guys buzzing off Grammy Day?
We are. We've been watching it in the office all afternoon.
It was incredible, right? How hot is Beyonce and her first performance of the
she's
night?
all right.
I can't believe that she's had a baby. She's the skinniest she's ever been. Yeah. And her bum, she was pretty much wearing a G-banger on the stage, and her bum, doesn't even move. It's a rock. You could crack an egg on that bum.
You could. My mum was watching it, and she said, God, this is a bit pornographic.
It was. All right, let's round the show out.
For you are the wind beneath my wings.
Sharyn, today's your day.
Thank you, Bet. That was beautiful as always. Today's is... You may have been working in a pizza shop when you were 17 and Lord was winning Grammys when she was 17. But if you're still alive and you're breathing, you're all right, mate. Unless you're smoking crack.
Who spoke those wise words?
Who's smoking crack?
I read it online by this person, Karen Stacey.
Courtesy of Dame Shaz Dog. That was your wind beneath your wings for today.
Stop calling me Shaz Dog!
Thanks for listening to the show.
See you guys.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint's Edge.
Thank you, everybody. That was today's podcast. Completely free of Ed Sheeran, Icy Fire. I think that's the first half hour we've done anything on the Edge without playing Icy Fire for about 6 months.
It's a classic track. It took me about 2 months to figure out if it was Icy Fire like ice, Icy Fire like ice and fire, or I Can See Some Fire.
Yeah.
Which would also be a good song.
Well, can you hear the music on the podcast too?
No.
Oh, well,
we can't afford the licensing.
Then why
to do
would people
that.
have heard Icy Fire?
I said they haven't. I said we just did half an hour without Icy Fire.
Right.
Welcome to the podcast, Sharyn. It's just over, but good to see you here.
No, but I mean, like, you just said that we did it. That's the first podcast where we didn't have Icy Fire, but we don't play any songs. So how was there Icy Fire in it before that?
Did it make sense to you, Guy?
I thought you were just doing a little bit of a jab, a little bit of a joke about how much we play Icy Fire. It's a classic track, don't get me wrong, but it has been overplayed.
And the normal show.
I just mean the whole world. I feel like I can't even wake up without hearing Icy Fire at the moment.
Bloody Icy Fire's on again.
You really, really shanked me on that. I got...
Have a good
You started...
The other day it was my birthday. And
no, it wasn't.
They didn't sing Happy Birthday. They sang Icy Fire. It was so popular.
It's not even your birthday.
I love how I was clearly trying to set it like a terrible joke, and you're like, "No, it wasn't your birthday, you dick."
Oh, goodbye, everybody. Tomorrow's podcast will be out tomorrow.
Oh, crap.
The Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.